So now let us see the students method of triangle, method of parallelogram, addition of more than two vectors by method of triangle, and then about the null vector, which we have actually already studied. This is one vector OP equal to vector A, from its head vector PQ equal to vector B, and now if you join the tail of first vector with the head of second vector, that is vector OQ, and this vector OQ is representing as the sum of two vectors. So this is by method of triangle. In method of triangle, always you have to join the tail of first vector with the head of second vector. Then you will get the resultant vector, vector A plus B. According to method of parallelogram, given two vectors like OP equal to vector A, OQ equal to vector B, you have to take from a one common point O. So from common point O, one is vector A, another is vector B. Then from the head Q, you draw a parallel line to the vector A. From the head P, you draw another parallel line to the vector B. They cuts at a point S, complete the parallelogram, join the common point of both the vectors, that is point O, with intersecting point S, that is you will get diagonal OS. So this diagonal OS is representing again the sum of two vectors, because vector OS equal, you can write vector OP plus vector PS, but vector PS is equivalent to vector OQ. So we can write vector OS equal to vector A plus B. Now according to again method of triangle, you can get the vector addition of 3 vectors, 4 vectors, 5 vectors, etc. Here I have taken 3 vectors. One is vector OP equal to vector A. From its head, vector PQ equal to vector B. From its head, vector QR equal to vector C. So now you can see here the tail of vector A is point O. Head of the last third vector is point R. If you join them from O to R, then it will become the resultant vector of 3 vectors, and if I join, it is allowed like this one and put an arrow at a point R, then you will get resultant vector OR equal to sum of 3 vectors, vector A plus vector B plus vector C. But suppose you are having the 3 vectors such that the head of the last vector is coming back to the tail of the first vector, then you will get the null vector. It is like this one. So here you can see this is the one vector OP equal to vector A. From its head, vector PQ equal to vector B, and from its head, vector QR equal to vector C. So now you can see here the tail of first vector point O and head of the last vector are meeting with each other. That means here for such kind of the diagram, vector A plus vector B plus vector C, the vector A is vector OP plus vector B is vector PQ plus vector C is vector QR, but R and O are same. तो यहाँ पे instead of R you can write it is O. तो यहाँ से P common cancel, यहाँ से Q common cancel, so you will get O plus O. That means what? Null vector. So if you are having the 3 vectors like this one, then according to method of triangle there will be a 0 vector. Is that clear? But whenever the tail of first is joined with the head of the second, and if you are having a somewhat length, then and only then you will get the somewhat resultant vector. But here R and O are coinciding with each other. That's why there is no length of resultant vector. That's why there will be a null vector, or you can say it is a 0 vector. Then components of vectors. So here we have last time studied This is the vector OP equal to vector A lying in XY plane. From its head, when you draw one perpendicular line on the x-axis, you will get OM equal to AX. Multiply this AX by proper unit vector of x direction. It is unit vector I. So vector OM equal to vector AXI is known as x component. Then from the point P, that means from the head of this vector A, you draw another perpendicular line on the y-axis. You will get ON. Distance from O to N is said to be as AY. Along the y direction, unit vector J. Then vector ON equal to AYJ is y component. What are their values? Here you can see that vector A is subtending an angle theta with x-axis. So according to definition of the components, component of this vector in this x direction AX equal to magnitude of the given vector multiply by the cosine of the angle made by this vector with this particular direction along which you want to find component. So in this direction, how much is the angle made by the vector? Theta. So AX will be equal to A into cos theta. This is the angle theta. So what should be this angle? This angle will be 90 degree minus theta. So what will be AY? AY will be equal to magnitude of this vector A into cosine of the angle made by this vector with y-axis. तो y-axis के साथ एंगल कितना होगा? 90 डिग्री माइनस थीटा. So you can write AY equal to A cos 90 degree minus theta. But according to trigonometry, cos 90 degree minus theta equal to sin theta. So you can write AY is equal to A sin theta. So generally for a vector in two dimensions, there are always two components. One is AX, another is AY. AX component is in the direction along x-axis and AY component is in the direction opposite to the angle theta. So this is AX, this is AY. For AX always A cos theta, for AY always A sin theta. मतलब क्या कि एंगल थीटा की पास वाली साइड की डायरेक्शन का कंपोनेंट का वैल्यू मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ वेक्टर इनटू कॉस और एंगल थीटा के सामने वाली साइड का वैल्यू magnitude of the vector into sin theta. Instead of sin, you can write cos 90 degree minus theta. So this thing you have to remember. Now, what about the values of AX and AY? If I say this angle theta is supposed to be 45 degree, तो ये जितना एंगल है इतना ये है. So you will get the value of AX and AY same. And how much? It is AX equal to AY equal to A cos 45. For cos 45 is 1 upon root 2, so they will be A upon root 2. But if theta is 60 degree, theta is 60 degree का मतलब ये जो एंगल है उससे भी थोड़ा और ज़्यादा एंगल, तो यहाँ से परपेंडिकुलर लाइन ड्रॉ करेंगे तो AX की वैल्यू कम मिलेगी एंड यहाँ से परपेंडिकुलर लाइन ड्रॉ करेंगे तो AY की वैल्यू ज़्यादा मिलेगी. एंड दैट यू कैन वेरीफाई. If theta is equal to 60 degree, then AX will be equal to A cos 60 degree and cos 60 degree is 1 by 2. So here you will get AX equal to A by 2. At the same time, AY equal to A sin 60 and sin 60 is root 3 by 2. So AY equal to root 3 by 2A. So out of these two values, which one is greater? Root 3 by 2A is greater than A by 2. That means AY component is greater than AX. तो AY कंपोनेंट की वैल्यू ज़्यादा होगी, AX की वैल्यू कम होगी. जस्ट ऑपोजिट, अगर यही एंगल थीटा इंस्टेड ऑफ 45 डिग्री 30 डिग्री है, 30 डिग्री तो ये वेक्टर ए OP खुद थोड़ा और झुक जाएगा. मतलब अब यहाँ पे आने के बाद यहाँ से परपेंडिकुलर लाइन ड्रॉ करेंगे तो AX की वैल्यू ज़्यादा मिलेगी, यहाँ से परपेंडिकुलर लाइन ड्रॉ करेंगे तो AY की वैल्यू कम मिलेगी. मतलब एंगल थीटा जैसे जैसे कम होता जाएगा तो AX की वैल्यू बढ़ती जाएगी, AY की वैल्यू कम होती जाएगी. थीटा की वैल्यू बढ़ती जाएगी तो फिर ए वाई की वैल्यू बढ़ती जाएगी, ए एक्स की वैल्यू कम होती जाएगी। दिस थिंग यू रिमेंबर। एंड मान लो थीटा इक्वल टू एक्जेक्टली 0 डिग्री है, मतलब वेक्टर ए खुद एक्स एक्सिस के ऊपर है, लाइक दिस। इफ वेक्टर ए इटसेल्फ इज लाइंग ऑन द एक्स एक्सिस, तब यहाँ पे आपको क्या मिलेगा, यहाँ से परपेंडिकुलर लाइन आप इसी के ऊपर ड्रॉ कर सकते हैं, यहाँ तो परपेंडिकुलर लाइन ड्रॉ ही नहीं कर सकेंगे, मतलब ए वाई कॉम्पोनेंट ऑटोमेटिकली 0 हो जाएगा। इफ वेक्टर इटसेल्फ इज इन द एक्स डायरेक्शन, then its x component equal to magnitude of given vector itself because a cos 0। तो यहाँ पे आप परपेंडिकुलर लाइन, मतलब यहाँ से तो कितना ये y कंपोनेंट यहाँ पे कितना एंगल बना सकता है ही नहीं, लेकिन ये अगर वेक्टर a की डायरेक्शन y एक्सिस के साथ कितना एंगल बना दिए 90 डिग्री, तो a y इक्वल टू क्या होगा a cos 90 0, so y component will be 0। In short, remember, when a given vector is in x direction, its x component itself equal to magnitude of vector, and at that time its y component will be 0, just opposite to this। if given vector itself is in y direction, तो यहाँ पे a y component will be equal to what, a cos 0, क्योंकि इसी में इसी के साथ एंगल कितना बनाया 0, तो इसीलिए क्या मिलेगा a cos 0, जबकि यहाँ पे यही वेक्टर ने x एक्सिस के साथ एंगल कितना बनाया 90 डिग्री, तो ax इक्वल टू क्या आएगा a cos 90, it is 0, and ay equal to a cos 0 equal to a। तो in short, if the vector is in y direction, then its y component itself is magnitude of vector, and at that time in other direction, that is in x direction, the component is 0, ax will be 0। This thing is very useful to be remembered। Now we talk about another method of resolving a vector। If this is a velocity vector x axis and y axis, and vector v is making an angle theta with y axis instead of x axis, in this kind of schema, तो आपको क्या मिलेगा, ध्यान से यहाँ पे वेक्टर ए थीटा एंगल किसके साथ बनाता है x डायरेक्शन के साथ, इसीलिए ax आपको x डायरेक्शन में मिलता है, यानी इसकी वैल्यू a cos थीटा। ay आपको y डायरेक्शन में मिलता है, यानी इसकी वैल्यू a sin थीटा। यहाँ पे उल्टा हो जाएगा, यहाँ पे vx की वैल्यू cos के बदले में sin में मिलेगी, एंड vy की वैल्यू sin के बदले cos में मिलेगी, क्योंकि यहाँ पे वेक्टर v इज मेकिंग एन एंगल थीटा विथ y डायरेक्शन। तो जिस डायरेक्शन का आपको कंपोनेंट चाहिए, तो क्या होता है इसकी डेफिनेशन, मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ वेक्टर इनटू कोसाइन ऑफ द एंगल मेड बाय दैट वेक्टर विद दैट डायरेक्शन। तो y डायरेक्शन में आपको चाहिए, तो वेक्टर v ने y डायरेक्शन के साथ कितना एंगल बनाया थीटा, तो vy इक्वल टू मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ दिस वेक्टर v into cos theta, and at the same time x डायरेक्शन का कंपोनेंट क्या मिलेगा, इसका ऑपोजिट, तो vx will be equal to, ये एंगल कितना हो जाएगा 90 डिग्री माइनस थीटा, तो vx will be equal to magnitude of vector v into cosine of the angle made by this vector v with x axis 90 degree minus theta, that means vx will be equal to v sin theta। तो in this case ax is a cos theta, ay is a sin theta। in this case vx is v sin theta and vy is v cos theta। So thus theta is given in which direction, accordingly you can get the component, you can change also। मान लो यहाँ पे 30 डिग्री लिया है, आपको कंपोनेंट उससे नहीं चाहिए, तो यहाँ पे नेचुरली 60 डिग्री होगा, accordingly then according to this method you get the components। तो that depends on your application mind, आप किस तरह से अप्लाई करते हैं उसी पे डिपेंड करता है। Now let us see the next topic of this chapter, it is position vector and displacement vector। What is position vector? Very simple, if I say this is xy plane in which there is a particle p is there, you join the particle p with origin, you will get vector OP equal to vector r is position vector। This particle p lying in xy plane, it has two coordinates, one is x coordinate, another is y coordinate। How will you find? Draw a perpendicular line on the x axis, this is x coordinate, draw a perpendicular line on the y axis, this is y coordinate। The simple thing is that then this x multiplied by y multiplied by g, get the vector sum, it will become what, position vector। So for a particle p located in xy plane, we have a position vector r with respect to this origin or with respect to this x axis, and it is given by vector OP equal to sum of these two components, vector OM plus vector ON equal to xi plus y, where what is x, तो थीटा यहाँ पे तो जिस तरह से यहाँ पे बताया तो आपको क्या मिलेगा, x इक्वल टू मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ दिस वेक्टर OP, मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ वेक्टर OP इज व्हाट, मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ वेक्टर R. So you can write this is x equal to r cos theta and y is equal to r sin theta are the components of a given vector along x-axis and y-axis. And magnitude of this vector you can determine by using the formula square root of x square plus y square. This position vector is in which direction you can determine by finding tangent theta equal to y upon x. Therefore theta equal to tan inverse of y upon x, which will give the direction of this position vector r. Now let us see the next topic. It is displacement vector. What is displacement vector? The actual displacement vector is nothing but the change in position vector. What is the definition of distance? The change in position of a particle is known as a distance. Similarly, displacement is the change in position vector of a particle. The displacement vector, you can see the diagram. I am considering this is xy plane in which a particle moves along a curved path. Curved path is like this one. So during its motion at any one time t equal to, consider it 5 seconds, it is arriving at a point P. Then joining this point P with origin, you will get one of the position vector, and that position vector OP will be equal to vector R1. Thereafter at later time you could you say it is 6 seconds, it arriving at a point Q. By joining the origin with point Q, you will get another position vector. So instead of taking 5 seconds and 6 seconds, 5 seconds I say the time t, and 6 seconds I will say time t plus delta t. So for these 2 instant of time, we are getting 2 different positions. One is P, another is Q, during its motion along the curved path in xy plane. So suppose a particle moves along a curved path as shown in figure in xy plane. Later time t, it is at a point P, and at later time t plus delta t, it reaches to the point Q. So we will get the 2 position vector. One is position vector OP equal to R1 at time t. Another position vector OQ equal to R2 at time t plus delta t. You get the difference. The difference means R2 minus R1. So you can see here, according to method of triangle, how is it possible? So there are the 3 vectors. Sorry, there are the 2 vectors. One is vector OP, another is vector OQ, and third vector we are getting by joining P with Q. तो according to method of triangle अब आपको याद होना चाहिए कि एक वेक्टर और उसके हेड से दूसरा वेक्टर, तो आपको क्या मिलता है, सम ऑफ दी, and then by joining the tail of the first with the head of the second, you will get resultant vector. So here from O to P is vector OP, plus from P to Q is vector PQ, and by joining the tail of the first with the head of the second, so we are getting this is equal to what, vector OQ. What is vector OP? We know it is vector R1. Vector PQ, I say it is displacement vector, or instead of that we write simply here, at present it is PQ, and OQ equal to vector R2. Now you bring this vector R1 from left to right side, so you will get vector PQ. So this vector PQ equal to vector R2 minus vector R1. And R2 minus R1, that is the subtraction of 2 vectors, that is subtraction of these 2 position vector, is known as what, displacement vector, and we denote this displacement vector by the symbol delta R. Then the displacement vector is nothing but the change in position vector in time to delta t, and that displacement vector PQ equal to vector delta R equal to R2 minus R1, and it is in the direction, कौन सी direction है displacement vector, from P to Q. This displacement vector now we write in terms of vector components. So this displacement vector R2 minus R1, from the head of this vector, if you draw a one perpendicular line on the x-axis, this is x1 coordinate, this is y1 coordinate. Similarly, from the head of the vector r2, if you draw one perpendicular line, so this is said to be x2 coordinate and this is said to be equal to what? y2 coordinate. So thus vector r1 can be written as x1i plus y1j. Vector r2 can be written as x2i plus y2j. So putting their value, and as you know in subtraction, you have to take subtraction of xx component, subtraction of yy component. So x2 minus x1 in bracket, outside bracket I, plus this will be y2 minus y1 into j. Therefore, this x2 minus x1 is replaced by delta x, y2 minus y1 is replaced by delta y. Thus vector displacement vector delta r equal to delta xi plus delta y, where delta x equal to x2 minus x1, delta y equal to y2 minus y1, and magnitude of this displacement vector. So we remember this is a formula of displacement vector, and magnitude is given by modulus of vector delta r equal to square root of delta x square plus delta y square. And direction of this displacement vector can be found by taking the ratio of its y component and x component, that is delta y upon delta x, it will give the direction. So it is in which direction with respect to x-axis, so that you can determine. Then instantaneous velocity or velocity. Generally we talk about the velocity. If I say I am running with velocity of 10 meter per second, what does it mean? It means at any moment, when I say particularly at that moment, the speed is 10 meter per second. During my motion, if the speed increases, then the time also increases. As the time increases, speed increases. But during any motion, at any particular moment, there will be a fixed value of velocity. And this fixed value of velocity at any particular moment is known as either instantaneous velocity or it is known as simply velocity. The velocity of an object at any particular moment or at any particular time is known as the instantaneous velocity. How will you find the instantaneous velocity? For a particle or object in motion in xy plane. So for such a particle, you have to determine average velocity first. What is average velocity? Average velocity is nothing but the ratio of this displacement vector and the time interval during which it happens. So here the particle was at p position at time t, it arriving at q position at time t plus delta t. So what should be the time interval? The time interval will be delta t, t plus delta t minus t delta t. The average velocity of any object is the ratio of the displacement vector and corresponding time interval. So average velocity is delta vector displacement r upon delta t. Delta is replaced by delta xi plus delta yj upon delta t. Take individually delta x upon delta t into I plus delta y upon delta t into j. But this delta x upon delta t can be written as average Vx. This can be written as average Vy. So average velocity of the object equal to average Vx into I plus average Vy into j. And direction of this average velocity of the object be the same as that of displacement vector. अगर displacement vector PQ है तो उसी की direction में average velocity है. कौन से time interval के लिए? For the time interval delta t के लिए. If I say P position at time 5 second पे है, Q position at time 6 second पे है, तो 6 minus 5 यानी कि 1 second time interval में average velocity किस direction में? From P to Q की direction में. Now we want to get from this average velocity the instantaneous velocity. तो instantaneous velocity को obtain करने के लिए आपको क्या करना है? ये time interval जितना हो सके इतना जीरो के नजदीक का लेना है. तो ये कैसे पॉसिबल है? जैसे मैं कहूँ कि P पोजीशन एट टाइम t इक्वल टू 5 सेकंड पे, Q पोजीशन एट टाइम t इक्वल टू 6 सेकंड पे, तो एग्जैक्टली बीच का पोजीशन कौन से टाइम पे मिलेगा? 5.5 सेकंड. तो टाइम इंटरवल 0.5 हो गया. फिर से मैं टाइम इंटरवल कम लेना चाहता हूँ तो 5.5 के बदले में 5.4 सेकंड, 5.3 सेकंड, 5.2 सेकंड, 5.1 सेकंड. तो पहला टाइम 5.0 एंड नेक्स्ट टाइम 5.1. तो टाइम इंटरवल कितना? 5.1 minus 5.2 is 0.1 second. So in this way, as you go on decreasing the value of the time interval, Then what happening here? This kind of the final position of the particle like q comes closer and closer to the initial position, and for very small time interval tends to 0. The initial position, final position will be nearly at same location, and at that time which will be the direction of this displacement, small displacement, very small displacement vector. So that will be the direction of velocity, and that velocity is instantaneous velocity or singular velocity. So now you can see the definition of getting the instantaneous velocity by limiting the value of average velocity. By limiting the value of average velocity. कैसे? As the time interval approaches to 0 is called the instantaneous velocity, or it is simply be known as velocity of the object at that instant or at that time t. So instantaneous velocity is given by simply vector v equal to, this can be read as limit of delta t tends to 0 of the average velocity, but average velocity is given by displacement vector upon time interval. So limit delta t tends to 0 of delta r upon delta t, and this in mathematics, in the language of mathematics, is written as d vector r upon dt, small d vector r upon dt, and this dr by dt can be read as the rate of change of displacement. Can be read as the rate of change of displacement. Is that clear? This entire word is known as the rate of change of displacement. अब d by dt और r अलग करके बोलते हैं, then it can be read as the derivative of position vector r with respect to time. So there are the two meaning of words instantaneous velocity. So instantaneous velocity v is equal to vector dr by dt. It can be read as the rate of change of velocity, rate of change of displacement, or it can be read as the derivative of position vector r with respect to time t. So this is the definition of instantaneous velocity. This is the formula instantaneous velocity. Okay.